tonight, Master of Mind.
Thank you, everyone. How is everyone tonight? Now that was a really good response, but I think we can do better than that. When I ask, how is everyone tonight, I'd like you all to respond by saying, great! So how is everyone tonight? Great! That was phenomenal! Give yourselves a round of applause! And congratulations! You have just followed your first suggestion of the evening. And that's what this demonstration is all about, following suggestions. The only way to help you follow suggestion is through hypnosis. And that means that in just a few moments, I'm going to invite several lucky volunteers forward to be hypnotized. Now, before we go any further, let me just double check. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, if you can't hear me, raise your hand. Okay, you can't hear me? Oh, okay. I say, how can you raise your hand then? Now, the people I'm looking for volunteers are people with three important qualities. I'm looking for people with good imagination, good concentration, and the ability to follow instructions. To find out if you're that person, I devised a few simple tests. The first test is one of imagination. What I'd like you to do is imagine that in my hand, I'm holding a nice, juicy, yellow lemon. And as you're imagining this lemon, imagine I'm cutting the lemon in half. And imagine you're holding on to this half of a lemon. Imagine the smell of the lemon. Imagine the juice dripping down the side of the lemon. Imagine taking this lemon, putting it up to your mouth, and sucking on it. And as I did that, I heard a few people kind of going, ooh, or mmm. And if you're one of those people, if you notice your mouth water or pucker a bit, raise your hand. All right, that's a terrific imagination. Nice job, everyone. Now for the second test, this is concentration. I'd like you to take your arms and put them straight in front of you, something like this. As you're doing that, I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. As you close your eyes, I'd like you to imagine that in your right hand, you're holding a very heavy bucket of sand. Just imagine in your right hand, a heavy bucket of sand. As you're imagining that, imagine in your left hand, 100 helium balloons. In your left hand, 100 helium balloons. And as you're imagining that, keeping your arms where they are, open your eyes and look around the room.
Nice.
Okay, you can hold your arms. Now, what you no doubt notice is that there are some people who look kind of like this. Not a lot of motion, not a lot of movement. There are several people I saw look more like this, or even this. And I saw one guy who kind of looked like this. I hope he's holding up that bucket of sand. Now the final test is that of following instructions. And I'm going to do this with the people who like to volunteer. However, I have a suspicion I'm going to get a lot more volunteers than I have space. So I apologize to those who don't get a chance to come up here. And I will be glad to stay for a little while afterwards and talk with people and maybe do some more demonstrations for those who don't get a chance to come up. However, let me first get an idea. How many of you would like to volunteer? Just raise your hand.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I will tell you what. You two over there, gentlemen, these two gentlemen right here with your hands up. You can come on up here. You two.
Fun guy.
Come on up. And those further back, if we have a chance, we'll try to bring some more up. So those of you who raised your hand, I realize there are enough chairs for now. That's okay. Just line up off to the sides a little bit. And I think we can get a couple more people down that. We can even steal a couple of chairs, perhaps. So a couple of you want to go down to the other side, but that will work fine. All right. Well, first, let's give a round of applause to all of our volunteers. Now, before we go any further, I'd like you to know I'm filming the show for promotional purposes. Does anyone object to possibly ending up on YouTube? If there's an objection, I'd recommend you step down now before anything happens. And I mean that very seriously. You do object?
No, I got a question.
Oh, yes.
What's the YouTube name?
If it shows up there, and I don't know that it will or not, it would probably be under Hypnotist Paul Knight.
All right. Easy enough to remember.
I'm sorry?
Easy enough to remember.
Yep.
I forgot.
So, aren't you glad memory wasn't one of the requirements?
Oh, yeah, I would fail.
Okay, so it's all okay with you that this will be used for promotional purposes?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I don't guarantee it'll show up, but I want to check before we start. Now, as I've said, the final test is that of following instructions. What I'm going to do, and I apologize for those I'm standing in front of, but I'll get out of your way in a couple minutes. What I'm going to do is ask you a series of questions. If the answer to the question is yes, I would like you to raise your hand, something like this. Do you understand these instructions? Congratulations, you passed the test! Nice job, everyone! Now, the bad news, that's probably the easiest test you're going to have the whole semester, but at least you passed one. Absolute 8. In fact, that's probably the best response I've seen all year. Usually you got people going, boom. Obviously college students. Well, now I want to cover a few safety instructions. I'd like you to take a look behind you. You'll notice that we have doors and bookshelves and a fireplace and plants and things like that back there. If you look in front of you, you'll notice we have people. And if you look to the side of you, you'll also notice people. I know, this is important to know. During this demonstration, there will be times where you will be getting up and moving. Realize if you move too far back, you run into doors and bookshelves and fireplaces, and that could be bad. If you go too far forward, you run into people. If you go too crazy on either side of you, there are people there, and they may not appreciate getting hit or bumped into hard. So please be aware of your surroundings. And right now, just by mentally noting where you are and what your surroundings look like, you should be okay. If at any point you're not quite sure where you are or you're not quite sure what's happening around you, even while hypnotized, it's safe to open your eyes and look around so you know you're all right. So you can open your eyes while hypnotized. Do you understand these safety instructions? Excellent. Well, now that we've gotten that taken care of, let's find out a little bit more about our volunteers. How many of you are incoming freshmen? How many of you are have already been here and are freshmen? How many of you are sophomores? How many of you are juniors or seniors? And how many of you have no idea what grade you're in? Okay, that's good to see. Those are the most personal questions I'll be asking you for the rest of the night. Sorry, folks, I'm not getting paid enough to get the really good stuff. However, I do have two other questions that are very important. First, prior to today, have you been hypnotized? Okay, a few of you. That's wonderful. And the rest of you are virgins. I mean, for hypnosis, sorry. Should clarify that. Now, the most important question of all. Are you ready, right now, to be hypnotized? Excellent. And are you ready to see some hypnosis? I'm going to ask a favor of everyone. For the next several minutes, while I'm doing the hypnosis, I would appreciate it if everyone, both the people up in front and the people in the audience, are as quiet as possible. Most importantly, please, no talking. So thank you everyone for your cooperation.